How? How do you go from being up 30-3 at halftime to fucking losing 31-30? How in the fuck? You know? All right, I'm not even going to do my intro because yeah, in the title, what the fuck? You know, during the first half, like, I could not believe what I was seeing here. And during the first half, I was happy, and I also still pretty mad during the game because, I thought, because, even after, with Mike Shula being gone and all, and we're improving, I was like, fuck yeah. And of course, we could have played like that all season had that motherfucker not been on our team. But with this loss, it doesn't fucking matter anymore. Unfortunately. Or maybe. But the one. What am I trying to say here? Up 30-3 at halftime. You're up by 27, and of course, at the end of the game, you decide to go to sleep and you think you fucking won. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. Just because you have a huge lead at halftime doesn't mean you fucking won. There's still time left to be played. But what do? They fall asleep in the second half and they fucking blew it. And I know why. Because, the Mike Shula effect had to happen. Everything they've learned from that motherfucker just had to come into effect during the second half. And yeah. And the defense, of course. They were doing so good during the first half, and they fucking fell asleep in the second half. Again, what the fuck? I just cannot fucking believe what I saw today. Yeah, no, I'm glad I didn't even do a live reaction to this game. I know I probably should have, but I'm glad I didn't. A 27-point lead at halftime. This is almost like Super Bowl 51. That 28-3 meme. But this is worse than that. Because in Super Bowl 51, it was a 25-point lead before getting blown out at the end of the game. This was a bit worse because we were up 27. We were up by 27 at halftime, and we fucking blew it at the end of the game. Super Bowl 51, Patriots score and tied the game right before the fourth quarter ends. This game, Texas A&M takes the lead just right after the fourth quarter started. And it's not even close to the end of the game, but not long after the fourth quarter starts, they retake the lead. But I didn't even bother watching the game after that because, oh my God, I had right when that was happening, with them scoring and all, it got my blood pressure boiling because, I fucking knew this was going to happen. It don't matter if you got a huge lead at halftime. Anything can happen. And I've been watching this sport for a long time, and I've seen similar situations like this. You know, anything can happen, such as what happened here today. You know, and I fucking knew this was going to happen. I fucking knew it. All they had to do in the second half was keep the lead. But no, they fell asleep because they thought they fucking won. No, and like I said, it doesn't matter if you have a huge lead at halftime. You can still fucking lose. If you got a huge lead at halftime, you're supposed to keep that lead until the end of the game. Don't assume that you've already won. But yeah, during that second half, and like I said, I knew it was going to happen. It got my blood pressure boiling because they were scoring and scoring and scoring. And I was like, if they retake the lead, I'm turning it off. It would not give a shit if we came back and win. You know, you shouldn't be playing like this. You shouldn't be playing like this. But as soon as they scored the touchdown, which tied the game, and then extra point to give them that 1 point lead, I immediately cut it off. Because, you know, this team, oh my God. You know, and I often, and it gets me thinking, why do I even cheer for this team? Now I plan to do an update video right after the regular season. And of course, with this loss, which now puts us at 3-7, which gives us a losing season and not even a bowl season. No, a postseason, a bowl game. God damn it. No bowl game for us. But coming into this game, we just had to win out our last 3 games. We just needed to. Yeah, sure. We have not won since September. We've only won 3 games, and all we needed to do. Now you would think that what the fuck am I saying? No, of course not. And it doesn't matter if we fired Mike Sheeler or not. We're still fucked. We are still fucked. You know, all we needed to do was win our last 3 games. But we didn't even do that. So now our season comes to an end right after the Clemson game. And it don't matter if we defeat Coastal Carolina or Clemson. Still no bowl game for us. And it doesn't matter if there's enough. It doesn't matter if not enough bowl eligible teams make it. Oh my God. What am I? It doesn't matter if there's not enough teams that have at least 6 wins in order to fill them bowl games, because, you know, there's one less bowl game this year than there were last year, with that being the Bahamas Bowl not being played this year. So yeah, it doesn't matter if we finish 5-7, our season's over. And after that, I plan to do an update video on the future of this channel, as well as on Twitch. So yeah, but getting back on topic, I just cannot fucking believe that this had to happen to us. You know, I cannot. And like I said, I've been watching this sport for a long time. Next year will be 20 years since I started watching the sport, especially college football. And I've seen similar situations like that. And there's even articles on Wikipedia on games like this. And you know, I don't think this was the biggest comeback of all time. But if But if it is, I cannot believe this team had to embarrass themselves out there. You know, I just can't believe, this just had to happen to us. No wonder everybody in America fucking laughs at this team. We are like the huge laughingstock in this country. And we deserve to be laughed at because all this team does is get fucking embarrassed out there. You know? All right. What else is, you know, I can't think of anything else to say out there. You know, what the fuck? You know, come on. All right, I'm done rambling. Have a good day or night or wherever the fuck you are in the world. You know, see ya.